Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Good Hang. I am so excited to talk to my TV husband, the father of my triplets, Adam Scott, aka Ben Wyatt, Leslie Knope's dream come true. Adam Scott, incredible actor, friend. I just loved talking to him today, and we really get into it. We talk about his love of U2. We talk about how he weirdly likes to drive barefoot. We talk about Parks and Rec, of course, and we give you a lot of juicy stuff there. And I try to figure out the crazy ending of Severance. And honestly, I don't know what's going on. So I try to have him help me understand that incredible show. But before we start, we always like to talk to people who know our guest and who want to give us a question. And we're going to keep this Parks and Rec reunion going today by talking to the one, the only, Nick Offerman. Nick, are you there? This episode of Good Hang is presented by Walmart. Now, everyone's talking about back to school outfits, and we all know how expensive that can be to get the shoes and the pants and the whole thing and the shirts and all the things that you need. But Walmart has the latest back to school styles for boys and girls starting at just $4. Who knew? So they've got graphic tees and joggers and colorful backpacks, Spider-Man hoodies, keychain charms, flannel shirts, flared jeans, Crocs. Flared jeans are back. I love it. Who knew? Shop Walmart.com to score their favorite back-to-school styles starting at just $4.
Hello.
Nick, you know what I love? Every time I see you, I never know what kind of hair situation I'm going to get with you. And you and our guest today, Adam Scott, great heads of hair.
That's the main thing we have in common. Super cute guy in one instance, and donkey with great heads of hair.
Stop it. You are so handsome. I love to see you. Since I've seen you last in person, it's been a minute. And one of the best things about this podcast is getting to talk to everybody again and spend time with everybody. And today I'm spending time with the great Adam Scott.
The greatest.
Well, we're going to talk about this when we're in person someday together. But I think that, I know that the character of Ron Swanson is iconic, and it is in no small part to the way that you transform yourself and the way you approach your work, because I met you in Chicago back in the day, and you are coming to this work in a much more, for lack of a better term, more prepared actor-y space. And you're such a fine actor, and I can't wait to talk to you about it. And Adam, very similarly, kind of came into the biz from that space too.
He did. Thank you, by the way. I did not expect compliments today, but
your people emailed me and said I needed to start with them. So
I thank you, and please thank them for me as well. I love that about Adam. I love his. They hilariously asked me to write a little thing for Time Magazine for the 100 cool people right now. And it was so funny because they asked me to sum up his his thing, and they gave me 650 words or something so brief and then they even cut paragraphs where I was like, come on, you guys, this guy's career is hilariously varied and astonishing and also risible. He has literally done everything.
I'm just going to look up risible real quick.
You'll love risible, R-I-S-I-B-L-E.
You love words. You've taught me a lot of words. Risible, such as to provoke laughter. I should know that word.
I love about him that he has done Piranha 3D and just wonderful B movie schlop kind of stuff. Also crazy. What was that HBO show where he had? Apparently, it was in his contract. He had to show his balls every episode.
Tell Me You Love Me. He had a prosthetic penis. It was the first thing I saw of him.
Oh my God! And he carried it off.
He sure did. Literally carried it off.
I guess you could have to say he pulled it off. He really pulled it off. I've known him for a long time. We did play workshops together like 20 plus years ago. And he was just this cool, funny guy. Like, if you get to step aside with Adam anywhere, he's just immediately the cool kid where he'll whatever he says to you, you're like, oh, I just want to hang out with you, whatever this event is. I mean, getting to work with him finally on Parks and Rec, I always said, and to this day, I still feel like he's my favorite leading man that I've worked with, because he's so authentic. He lets the dorky parts of himself shine, even in Severance. Adam's pure sort of youthful, juvenile otter-like persona comes out, even though he's like our romantic leading man. And I agree, it's so gorgeous to see him leading this massive artistic achievement.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to him today about obviously when he joined our show and how what that felt like to jump onto a train that was already moving. But I realized I'd never talked to you. Look, you and I think had such similar first day goals for the show, and it was to make good work and have a good time. And I feel like we, you more than anyone at times really were my partner in that every day. And I'm so grateful for it. But was there, when you remember him and Rob joining the show, what do you remember feeling about that at the time?
There was an excitement for sure. Adam was just coming off Party Down, which Megan had worked on with him.
Right.
And I was a really big fan of.
Your great wife, Megan Mullally. People should know your Tammy wife in life and on the show.
Tammy 2 plus. I remember being excited at the talent, but also having a little bit where we had maybe 8 series regulars at the time. We were like, do we need to? Can we service 2 new hunks?
Do we have enough hunk room?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, so I'm asking my Zoomers to give me a question to ask my guest. So I was wondering if there's any question you think I should ask Adam today.
If I was just hanging with Adam, this is what I would ask him: is he's one of those guys who has a few dozen stories that I've never heard, even though I've heard dozens, of just like luminaries that he's, Scorsese put him in a Leo movie. Like he's done so much and casually and quietly been in so many great arenas. So I would just say, tell me a story about somebody who you would be starstruck with that I haven't heard, that you've worked with.
That's a great question, Nick. I love that question. And you're right. There's a quiet experience that Adam doesn't brag about, certainly, but that he's been on a lot of different sets with very interesting, to your point, luminaries. He's
been everywhere.
Well, friend, I hope I can't wait to get you in this seat, and it's a hot seat, man. And when you get here, I do want to talk more about facial hair, because I do think you've had to switcheroo so much in your life, and Ron's mustache is, I'm going to put it up there in the Mount Rushmore of mustaches. And I miss you very much and love you and so appreciate you doing this.
Well, I miss you and love you as well. And give my best to the gang, and we'll be in touch.
All right, buddy. See you soon.
Cheers.
This episode is brought to you by Uber Eats. Summer is here, and you can now get almost anything you need for your sunny days delivered by Uber Eats. What do I mean by almost? Well, you can't get a summer blockbuster delivered, but you can get a block of cheese. A cabana, that's a no. But a banana, that's a yes. You know what I like to order from Uber Eats? Batteries. Don't eat batteries, but I often need batteries, and you can get batteries from Uber Eats. Get almost anything delivered with Uber Eats. Order now. For alcohol, you must be legal drinking age. Please enjoy responsibly. Product availability varies by region. See app for details. People have seen this. Feel you can't hear it, but you can. Listeners, this is a heavy peach. You could kill someone with that peach.
Huh.
That's why I like it.
Why is it? Is it a paperweight?
I guess it probably is. Doesn't smell.
There's not. You know what it doesn't smell like is a peach.
Nope. Listeners, Adam Scott's just come into the studio and he's checking out all of the fake food. I knew you would love it.
Peach still looks like a butt, no matter what.
Yeah, peach is butt. I mean, that's why you send someone a peach emoji. You're like, hey, I like your butt. These are the miniature.
I love it.
This doesn't get enough play. This you might like. This is a felt sandwich, but guess what? You can take it apart.
You can also take a bite if you want. I love you know what we don't talk about enough is how great a good sandwich is.
What is your favorite sandwich?
I like
if you were to build a sandwich.
Okay. First of all, it would need to be felt. All of it. I just if sandwich feels good in your hands.
Yeah.
Two different cheese. I mean, this is
I don't know. This might be too much information, but I have a little bit of TMJ.
You do?
Yeah. So it's hard for me to open my mouth to eat a sandwich.
Oh,
I get nervous that I'm going to get locked.
Sure. Like this? And your arms too, locked like this?
Yeah, and so a giant sandwich.
Yeah.
But check this out. Bread.
Yeah. Tomato. Some onion.
What the heck? What are we in California?
Avo. I don't like avo on a sandwich.
I don't either. Let's talk about it because I feel like avo makes it soggy.
It also slides out.
That's what she said.
It doesn't cooperate with the rest of the sandwich.
Speaking of avo,
yeah,
Adam Scott is here and he's a California kid. You're a California kid.
Yeah.
You grew up in California.
You love giving me shit about being a California person.
Well, you grew up in Santa Cruz and tell people how you used to drive.
If you're wearing, this is a universal thing.
It definitely is not.
If you're wearing flip-flops.
Okay, yeah. That's already 80% of the world is already not
wearing. And you
wearing.
have to drive a car. It is unsafe to keep the flip-flops on. You have to kick them off and drive barefoot.
People in Santa Cruz drive barefoot.
Ridiculous.
And Adam one time casually was like, when you're like driving barefoot, I said, is your house on fire?
Yeah. Did you forget your shoes?
But Santa Cruz, people drive barefoot.
If you keep your flip-flops on, they can easily get like caught under the gas or the brake. And then you're,
Yeah, I that has happened to me when I'm driving a golf cart on vacation. I don't wear flip-flops in life.
So you've never entered a car with flip-flops on?
I don't know if I ever have because I feel like
I'm going to call bullshit on that right now.
Well, first of all, I don't like flip-flops that have the thing. You know what? Santa Cruz probably loves this. The thing between the big toe and the first toe.
How else does a flip-flop function? What kind of flip-flops are you wearing?
I like a flip-flop I guess it's not a flip-flop that has the thing over the foot.
Yeah, that's a sandal.
Okay, I like a sandal. I don't like a flip-flop.
All right. Agree to disagree.
Santa Cruz, I feel like you guys walked around in flip-flops all day, and obviously
I remember I sent you a photo from Hawaii once. That's why I thought of Hawaii, where I sent you a photo of my barefoot on a gas pedal, and you were just like, nah.
Also, yeah, it's so gross. Also, truly, like, bare feet in general. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, listen.
How do you feel about bare feet?
Okay, I don't love bare feet, and I don't wear flip-flop. Like, I feel like in my 20s, I was fine with like jeans and flip-flops, which now I feel like
Nightmare.
Should be illegal.
I mean, both of us spent a lot of time in New York City. Like flip-flops in New York City is
it doesn't work.
It's disgusting.
It doesn't work. It's gross.
I mean, I guess Santa Cruz is nice, but how can you run away from those vampires?
Yeah, in flip-flops, you can't do it.
My first introduction to Santa Cruz was the movie Lost Boys, where there were hot vampires.
Yeah, Jason Patric in 1987.
So how old were you then?
I was
when that movie came out.
When they filmed it, I was 13, and my next door neighbor, Joe Ferrara, he owned the comic book store that they use in the movie. So I got to go on the set of Lost Boys as a 13-year-old, and I met Joel Schumacher, and I stood outside Corey Haim and Corey Feldman's trailers and watched them walk to their trailers. And it was super exciting.
Wow.
That's pretty much, but it was my comic book store. It was the comic book store I go to all the time. So I saw like how they made it look different for the movie. It was cool.
What comics were you into when you were a kid?
I was into like the Freak Brothers and Fat Freddy's Cat. Do you know what these?
Nope.
So do you think I just made those up?
Fat Freddy's Cat.
Freddy's Cat and the Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers. They were like they were comic books about stoners.
Oh, interesting. So it wasn't like the Marvel universe, was it?
I did that I dabbled in that, but I was kind of more into the weird, like Zippy the Pinhead. And do you know who that is?
I think I remember that a little bit, like when I was older.
Yeah.
It was a like alternative comic.
Yeah. And I don't know why I was into it, but I loved the Freak Brothers, and I wasn't smoking pot when I was like a little kid or anything. I just loved these comic books. I know.
You weren't? You heard it here first, guys. Adam was not smoking pot.
Santa Cruz, I guess it's a kind of a toss-up.
They just blow it into your car, I'm sure.
They blow it into your car and make you take your shoes off.
Yeah, you just flip-flops are made out of weed, I'm sure,
That's
in
right.
Santa Cruz.
You have to just smoke your flip-flops.
I have now interviewed Rudd and Ham.
Yeah.
Ham, I haven't gotten into the studio yet, but he did
did Rudd's thing.
Yeah, he zoomed in from a hot air balloon.
Yeah, that's right.
But we talked a little bit about you guys all meeting and being like, young bucks at the same time, which is really wild.
Yeah.
And they've talked about you. Where did you see yourself in that trio? How would you describe? Because how would you describe yourself if you which angel are you?
That's so funny. It's true. I always kind of feel like sort of the little brother in that trio a little bit, because I'm quite a bit younger than both of them. Obviously, that's like pretty good. No, I feel like Rudd Paul I knew first because I met him at my graduation from acting school. He was a speaker at the graduation, and
he was?
Yeah.
You're talking about acting?
No, he was giving out an award, and I was wearing like this polyester red suit, just because you're just kind of looking for attention wherever you can get it. I guess if you're graduating from theater school.
Oh, that hit me really hard.
Yeah,
that's so true. You're just like, I'm gonna dress like a cowgirl or something. Oh yeah, and you're like, I'm really out there.
Everyone's gonna just cheer for me just because I'm wearing this thing. But yeah, I remember we hung out afterwards, and he was like, "Nice suit."
So it worked.
It totally worked. But yeah, so that was like 1993. So I've known Paul, and then we did a play together, which I think he brought up on your show, in the fall of 1993. And I remember I got my first acting job while I was rehearsing that play, and my beeper kept going off while we were rehearsing. And the other guy in the scene kept turning it off.
Passive aggressive.
And it was, turning off that acting job for me.
Yeah, he was like, no.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, we need you to be here presently.
Trying to stand in front of that acting job.
Exactly.
That guest spot on Dead at 21. He didn't want anyone else. He wanted to get that.
And that guy was Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's right. And was never heard from again.
Nope. Never worked again.
So I knew Paul then, and then I met Ham like a few years later.
But I mean, that's a very like Outsiders, Young Gun kind of vibe that you guys were all acting to get trying to audition.
Yeah.
I mean, and in the world and in the world you're very different, but I imagine like there was, I don't know, you could have done a lot of similar parts and probably auditioned for similar things.
Yeah. And I remember once John and I were each doing a different CSI. He was doing regular CSI. I was doing CSI Miami, and we were shooting like near each other in Culver City or something, and like met up to go get a beer afterwards. And I remember just kind of sitting there and just being like, how much longer do you think we're going to need to be like doing CSI? Because it was years and years for both of us.
I know. I think it's super satisfying to talk to you about this stage of your career, because like a lot of people I know, frankly, you had so much experience before a lot of America knew you.
Yeah.
Like, and I was talking to like Nick about this earlier. Oh, I talked to Nick Offerman about
Oh, you did?
I'm a surprise. But he wanted to know when in that part of your career before we all met.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he was specifically talking about when you worked with Martin Scorsese, but like when were you really starstruck during that time?
I was always starstruck and never felt comfortable, partially because, and maybe it's similar for you, like not growing up in Los Angeles or in show business at all, like having zero contact with it being on a TV show or being in a movie felt like going to the moon.
Mm-hmm.
So once you're there, it's just so crazy that there's a camera and there are lights and a famous person sitting next to you that it took me a really long time. And I think probably hindered me. It's probably one of the reasons that it took me a while, as I just never was able to relax because I was so freaked out by all of it.
Really?
I think so.
Were you really anxious?
Really anxious, but really nervous.
Nervous.
And
how did it manifest? Did it manifest? Or
it manifested in me not being, and I think a part of it is, and it's something that I saw you doing pretty immediately when we started working together, is you were good with all of it and comfortable with all of it. And you were able to share yourself with the camera, which is something that took me a long time to even realize was something you needed to do beyond figuring out what the scene was or the characters or anything like that. You just have to be able to open up and share yourself with it. Does that make sense?
It doesn't. It's so interesting because it's kind of like what we talked about, like the way into, like when you, in any job, the way you enter can be kind of the thing that you identify with forever. Like, I'm this kind of person, I'm this kind of performer.
Yeah.
And I always found, like when I was in Chicago, and it's funny, like Nick is a good example of this. Nick was in like the like serious theater scene, and there were the improvisers and, you know, people that came the comedy road. There were the serious actors who studied acting.
Right.
And I used to find that they were so trained and so good, and I felt a little inferior in terms of skill. But I also thought they took things very seriously.
Yeah.
And because of it, they were missing that like play.
Totally.
So
it was all their work was done when they got to set.
I said this about you and Catherine Hahn, two very skilled actors who studied. You, first of all, you knew your lines, which is important. Okay,
you
that's
knew
important.
your lines.
I did, but I mean, you would both prepare in a way that was, part of the process of you working, and the preparation was really impressive. And what I really loved about working with you, and still do, is you are one of those rare people that maybe it was learned, maybe it didn't come right away, but you do have a big sense of play. You do not come in with some preconceived notion of how things should go.
Right.
And you can straddle that like really good, deep acting and really dumb, fun shit.
Right.
And
but that's because, sorry. Go.
No, well, why do you think that's because?
Well, I think that's because I was doing it with you.
But you were doing it before then too.
Not really. I mean,
really Party Down.
Right.
And
but Party Down.
Step Brothers.
But Party Down was more scripted. I mean, we didn't have the like fun runs and stuff like we did on Parks. I think Martin Starr would improvise more than anybody. And Step Brothers, I was just like trying to keep my head above water. I'd never really improvised before. So I was like, it was one of the reasons looking back, I once started really doing Parks, and it's like, this is the way to do it. This is like so fun. And it's no less satisfying than some serious thing. It's all in there. The characters are bone deep. It's so funny. Everyone cares about each other, and it's super fun. So it made me kind of think, like, all those years I was wasting trying to like get 3 lines on NYPD Blue, I could have Ben trying to do something at Improv Olympic. Or it's just, you look back and you
it's
never
so funny.
know. when you're
I
doing
can
it.
remember all those years that we all did those movies, big and small parts in them, where improv was so important to make those movies come alive. But I remember there was like a tipping point for me one time in a movie that I did where like there was just like 10 people like shouting jokes at me about like, do this and do that. And I remember going like, oh, I don't even know what my character's name is. I don't even know what my character is. Like it's so, I kind of.
It's so interesting you say that because like it's around that time from like 2005 through like 2013. That was the overwhelming culture on comedy sets was just a bunch of people screaming jokes at you and you just being like, okay.
Which one of us says it? And they're like, either one. And you're like,
who cares?
Cool. Yeah, I've done a good job with my character if either one of us can say this joke. No, I know. And I feel it's, and you, like your career is so interesting. You have done so many different things. I think it's what is, I know for me, like so exciting about this moment for you. Is that it's just there's just really nothing you can't do, Adam.
Oh, stop that.
It's so
ridiculous.
true, dude.
It's so ridiculous.
But I think people like to know these things. Was there ever a part you auditioned for that you got close on that you didn't get?
Yeah. 6 Feet Under. Yeah. That was the one that I didn't get. And it's good
it was for Michael C. Hall's role?
Michael C. Hall's role. And it's good that I didn't get it because it wouldn't be nearly as good if I had done it because he was perfect and incredible. He's incredible. And I wasn't ready.
But you mean like it was between you and two other guys?
He and I tested for it. And I believe...
That hurts.
It was the one where I was like, I might stop doing this. I think that it's time for me to like read the tea leaves and walk away.
I don't think people understand that enough when you lose a part and it's so close and then the show is this hit and you watch it.
It's painful.
It really is like
it's painful.
Someone fucking your girlfriend in front of you.
Yeah. 100%.
And you're just like, oh my God, this show is so good. And he's so good in it.
That show was everything. Like it just kind of like eclipsed all other shows. It was the show. I went and did a couple episodes as Michael's boyfriend.
That's
like
right.
In season 2. And
Michael was like, you want to see the trailer you could have?
Yeah, exactly. Everything. He showed me his bank account. No, he was lovely, of course, and it was fun and stuff. But yeah, that was a blow. Right. That was hard. But you know, it's also important that you have those experiences.
Are you good in auditions, do you think?
No. Terrible.
Me too.
I hated it so much. I was so nervous.
You were nervous?
Yeah. What about you?
Well, I was nervous too, but the way I masked my nervousness which is not a great quality, is I would get kind of like, I would seem kind of ambivalent. Like I would get kind of, you know, when you get nervous, you get sleepy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I would be very nervous and just like stomach in knots and really psyching myself out of like, just go in there, just do what you can do.
Yeah.
But that would tip over into,
I don't care. Yeah.
And what was your audition like for Parks? Did you audition for Parks and Rec?
No, I was lucky.
They just gave it to you.
Yeah. Because Mike, I remember the day that my phone had you and Mike's names on the voicemail thing. And I was like, whoa, is it finally like happening to me? Because I showed someone like, look, Mike Schur, Amy Poehler. And then there was someone else who was calling me. It was like suddenly, for whatever reason, there were incoming calls asking me to do stuff. And that had never happened before. I don't remember why that started happening on one particular day, but you left me a voicemail and that was a huge deal. I'm sure I still have it.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sure I do.
We should put like a techno beat to it.
Totally.
Put it out.
No, that's what, when I first heard it, I was like, this would make a great song. This would be a hit. This is catchy. How is this voicemail catchy to me? So wait, can I just want to interject so I don't
Yes,
forget? Because
please.
that's what I do. I always forget shit that I was
Okay.
going to say. Every single day, someone tells me Parks got them through the pandemic. And I heard you
Yes.
mention it on a previous episode. Isn't
Every
that?
single day.
Yeah.
People say, I watched it during
Yes.
COVID. I watch it with my kid. My kid's going
Yeah.
through a hard time. I like to watch it at night because I have
Yeah.
a lot of anxiety. Like, I cannot believe the way that show continues to be medicine for
I
people.
know. It's so nice.
Awesome.
Isn't that nice?
And Ben and Leslie.
I know. Do you remember we were texting just a couple months ago and just kind of commented on how nice they are?
They're so nice. They're so much nicer than us.
So much nicer.
And they're so nice to each other.
I know.
And every woman deserves a Ben. Every woman deserves a partner like Ben who roots for you and like looks at you and is just like, that's my gal. Like everyone deserves that kind of relationship.
But also Leslie, from the word go, loved Ben.
Oh, beyond.
Like I now looking back, it's like they were just in love with each other
I know.
immediately.
And their arc was so juicy. The
I
writers,
know.
Mike and the writers, because they meet and they're just like, well, what's
yeah.
your deal?
Oh yeah. It was like,
Hot?
and then they like each other, but then they can't.
They can't be together.
Yeah, that was great.
They can't be together,
I
which
know,
is like,
so-
really? I mean, they probably could have
I
been
know it
together.
didn't matter,
Yeah.
but
And then they have to
and
break
Mike was
up.
like, "This is totally fake and whatever," but we just need to have Rob care about you two being together, and it worked, and it was like made it even hotter.
Was,
And
and then Ben was like, I want you. Like Ben kept putting Leslie's, you know what it is? They kept putting each other's needs over
Yeah.
their own. They cared
Yeah.
about what the other one needed
Yeah.
and they respected each other.
Yes.
Like they really liked what the other one
Yeah.
did. And it was the best thing about that relationship is how, with the exception of Anne, who is
Of course,
Leslie's number one.
of course, I've accepted that.
Yeah, is the way that they just rooted for each
Yes.
other. They
Well,
really rooted for each other.
I haven't seen a ton of it. Makes me sad to watch the show because I miss
I've heard
it.
you say that.
Yeah.
Why does it make you sad?
Because I miss it. Like
Mm.
you were saying, like we really appreciated being there every day, and it was so fun. And also just sort of walking in that building, and then suddenly you're there, and the hallways, and
Yeah.
it was so fun, and the people just loved everybody. But I guess maybe it just that's a good question. Why does it actually make me sad?
I think I know is because you're stuck in that fucking weird
The white
office.
hallways.
And you're running
With the
in
green
a white
carpet.
hallway. I told Adam, I was like, too much running.
Too much running. Yeah, I know. I was so tired.
I mean, just and you don't even know where you're going. I mean, every hallway
So
looks the
tired.
same.
I know. Get lost. Get lost every day.
That's why.
It's exhausting and confusing.
Yes.
I know. Pawnee hallways.
People are
Simple.
dying in your new workplace. Like they're
Right, I
getting
know.
killed.
Pawnee, everyone's nice. There's a graphic painting of a massacre on the wall, but
That's
it's
true.
covered up.
That's true.
That's okay.
It was a terrible massacre. Yes.
But something I saw recently is our very first scene in that bar when
Love that scene.
me too.
So well written, that scene.
Yes. And Ben, we're having a beer, and Ben says, yeah, but you're going to run for, and like immediately just knows that Leslie has these ambitions.
Yes.
That it seemed that you'd never even said out loud before, but is 100% what you planned on doing. It was just such a great little.
Yes, what they saw in each other the dream for the other.
That's
like
right.
They kept they assumed the best and they saw the potential in
That's
each other,
right.
basically. I know it was so fun to play that. And I was saying too that I for this interview, I rewatched your first scene, which it's so good because Nick and I are on the side. Ron and I never sat on this. We never even
Right.
sat down next to each other.
Right.
half the
Usually
time.
you were at
we were,
loggerheads.
we were across from each other. And so it's like you've got the kind of like Pawnee side.
Yeah.
And then you and Rob come in with suits.
Right.
And it's like, who are these whippersnappers?
Yeah, yeah.
And I can remember that day because it was our first day of work. I think that was
Yeah.
the first scene that we did. And it played really well because it was like, who is this new person?
Who are these guys? Yeah.
What was it like to join a show that was in motion that you had watched already on TV?
It was so weird, but immediately fun. Like even the first table read, I remember I was like, I walked in the room like 1 minute after I was supposed to be there. So I was already like thrown, like I'm fucking late to my first, Jesus Christ. But it was immediately so warm and welcoming and super fun. Everybody's laughing at the incredible jokes in the script. But then when we started shooting, I mean, it was a welcoming place. It immediately kind of fostered and encouraged your best, but also to take swings and shots without any sort of fear of doing the wrong thing. That was just never really there.
And then that short season was kind of short when we started because I was preggers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not always easy, like getting chemistry going with a gal who's like hiding her stomach behind a plant. It was
so easy.
But it was
so
I remember
easy.
just being like, oh, bless your heart, Adam. The other thing I just like that I feel like I am proud of during that is the way in which, and I said it before, but I feel like the way in which in real time, it's a job that I felt the most present in. SNL felt like a speeding train, an emergency room, and I learned really fast and hard lessons really fast.
Yeah.
And for everyone on Parks, I felt like we were all kind of in this tender bubble because we often thought we were going to get canceled, where we just kind of knew what we had. I don't know.
I think that you guys did a really good job because all this stuff about us almost getting canceled, I think we all kind of sensed something, but I don't think any of us, except you, I think you and Mike protected us from a lot of that, which is great producing and really taking care of all of us. I don't think we were ever quite, I've kind of heard all of it since, but it was pretty tenuous there at the end of the seasons.
Yeah.
Which is scary.
You're a great producer. What do you like about producing? Speaking of producing.
That's nice of you to say. I learned a lot watching you work and working with you, both as a producer, but also as the lead actor. Like you really kind of set the template for me, truly. How everyone should and deserves to be treated, cast and crew and all of that. I always kind of thought directing specifically is like, because you're looking at a monitor all day, it's like getting to watch television, which is like one of my favorite things to do, except you get to go in and try to make it better. And producing is somewhat similar in that you're spending all of your time just trying to nitpick and find all of the things that don't work and find solutions for all of them, or making sure everybody's happy and feeling good about what they're doing. That's another important component that I really learned from you and Mike too. It's so important that everybody is feeling like they're a part of it, like a useful cog in the machine, and that it's a satisfying job for them.
Now, do you guys have, for Severance, which by the way, congratulations.
Thanks.
And get that Emmy speech ready, baby. Get that Emmy speech ready, honey.
God, please.
Get it ready. But when you shoot that show, I just feel like it's it's so beautifully shot. You have such great set design. You have tons of, it just seems like it's a long, how many days is one episode take?
Well, it depends.
It's long, right?
It's long. The season 2, I think it was 186 days.
Wow.
For the season, which is a long time, you know? I mean, I think like one episode took like 6 weeks, and then I think it's kind of average out because we shoot them like 3 at a time all mixed up together.
Crossboard is the term. You do that? Okay.
Yeah. Season 1, we shot the entire thing at once. So like
Wow.
in month 9, we were still shooting scenes from the first episode. But the thing
Wow.
that did, the accidental thing that did is, the first few episodes of any show are a little shaky and everyone's finding their tone a little bit or characters or whatever. It spread that out over the entire season. So
Ooh.
it kind of felt more or less fully realized, in a way fully realized from the start. But the shaky scenes are kind of distributed over the
You have
course
to
of the
do
season.
so much switcheroo in that show. I mean,
Yeah.
like you have to act against yourself. You have to just figure out versions of yourself truly that change mid-scene, let alone mid-sentence. Do you have a script supervisor or a graph or someone that keeps that? How do you keep track of that?
Yeah, that's a good question. In season 1, I remember I had heard that Michael Keaton had these big poster boards for Multiplicity,
Mhm.
where he kept track of all of his characters, and I got large construction paper. I remember I was staying in Aziz's apartment in season 1, and so I remember putting it out on the floor and getting a marker and drawing a line and trying to mark down the scenes and the episodes, and eventually was I don't know what I'm doing, and I just stopped doing that. I just gave up. But I think it's you just sort of map it out, and then just like a math problem, you just try to kind of lock in what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly if you're shooting it all at once, you have to sort of make some decisions, and we would go back and forth between characters sometimes in one, like in the morning, we would do Innie stuff, and in the afternoon do Outie stuff.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah. And so,
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah.
So you'd Innie before lunch, outie after lunch.
That's right. Which is good because you're slowed down
And
after
you want to
lunch.
let it outie.
Yeah. You got to get it
You gotta
outie.
get it outie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You let it Innie, and you got to get it outie.
I mean, it's such an indication of how well that show trapped us, because in this last season, which is so incredible, the finale was so incredible.
Thanks. What?
Your wife,
Right.
she went pretty hard to get back to you.
Yeah. I know.
Dude.
I know. Were you pissed?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And Britt is incredible.
Yeah.
I got to do a movie with Britt.
Yeah,
She's
that's right. You
awesome.
guys did.
Yeah, we did this movie Sisters, and she was so fun in it and so funny. She's great in the show.
So good.
But
Well, what other choice was Innie, Mark, and
I don't
May?
know. The choice whether you're going with your wife.
So walk out the door and end your life and
Yes, you go to
Really?
the door.
That's the choice you would.
What do you mean
would make.
end your life?
He walks out that door. He doesn't know if he's ever coming back. He walks out that door. He becomes his outie. He doesn't know if that outie is ever going to walk back in that building.
But that building is not great.
No, but it's better than not existing.
But is
Maybe.
it?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't
It
know.
was such a good ending. It was like standing up, shouting at the TV ending. It was so good. And you played it so well. And it was so exciting to watch that ending. It was so satisfying.
You were nice. You texted me right after, and you text pretty promptly after things, and it always means the most when you text me. It really does.
I mean, it means the most that I get to have friends that, for people listening, can you imagine your favorite TV? It's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
Your favorite TV show, and then you get to text the person
I know.
on it immediately and be like, what the fuck?
right.
And, and it's not like you get any spoilers, but you just get to be like, you get to process.
Yeah.
I think growing up, if I'd ever been able to, I don't know, text Molly Ringwald.
Right.
And be like,
Dude.
why didn't you pick Ducky?
Ducky, man.
Ducky was the dude.
Or I remember I wrote viewer mail to David Letterman and just never, it just kind of went off and disintegrated in the mail.
And you're like, Dave?
Yeah, Dave.
Hey.
I remember I came up with this whole thing that I thought they would use to create a bit around that I thought would be so lame.
So
I'm
lame.
sure,
Yeah. People should know this about you. You have great hair and you do not have a system. That is your hair.
Do you mean like a toupee?
I don't know. Just you don't have a system. Whatever that is. And there's nothing wrong with having it.
Sure. No, look, there's nothing wrong with the system.
There's nothing wrong with a hair system.
There's nothing
Men
wrong
and
with
women. I'm just saying that Adam has great hair, and do you think it's because you're Scottish? Aren't you Scottish? And
I'm Scottish. I'm Sicilian.
oh, okay, maybe it's that.
I don't know. But also I started taking Propecia when I was like 30 years old.
Really?
Yeah, it
works.
started coming out pretty like when I was like 30-ish. Yeah, I mean, everyone on Parks, remember all the guys had great hair?
Yes, and all the men and Catherine Hahn had great hair.
Catherine Hahn has great hair.
And then I don't think Rashida would mind or Aubrey would mind that we all felt like we had
Why?
Our hair was
What's
it was just it's just thin.
Oh,
But it was all the men would just have these like giant heads of hair.
that's right.
Like and it just and just I mean Nick would grow a beard in a day.
Yeah,
like
Nick.
he would
Yeah. That mustache is like, what is it? 45 minutes. He can grow that.
Yeah, he can grow it in 45 minutes if he just goes.
Yeah, he has to push really hard.
But one more Severance question, which is, what is happening on it? What is it? And what happened?
Right. What's going on?
And what's going on?
What happened? And
What is it?
What is it?
But you do host a podcast.
Yeah,
How has that
Ben
been?
and I host it.
Yeah, how has it been doing that? Like,
Great.
what's it like to talk about the show that you're?
It's actually been. We originally, it was actually Naomi's idea. She was like, you guys, like, because it had been 3 years since season 1, we were just worried about everyone that watched the first season coming back. So we're just trying to think of ways to, and Naomi thought, you guys should do this. And it actually it's so fun to just go back and really be able to watch the episodes as finished things and talk over it with the actors or, crew members or whomever, and kind of talk about it as audience members and kind of dipping into what we remember, what we intended, and all that stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
And do you remember the YouTube podcast you used to do with Ackerman?
Yes. What if I didn't remember it?
Do you remember? That's such a bad question. Do you remember?
No.
That's like
it's
that
not
was like me,
because
Chris.
it's something that you could forget.
People also don't know that you did a podcast about U2, and it was called.
You talking U2 to me.
Why did you do a podcast about U2?
We did it because we found out that we were both U2 fans, and there was something funny about doing it because U2 is so huge. There was something funny about it's almost like doing a podcast about like Sizzler or something. I love U2, but they're big. And so, I don't know, it's hard to pinpoint exactly why it's funny to do the thing. And that wasn't the right analogy. But we both found out that Kulop, Scott's wife, and Naomi, my wife, were sick of hearing about U2 and didn't want to talk about it anymore. And so I think maybe Seth Meyers said something on this show about being a middle-aged man. If you want to have middle-aged male friendships, you need to do a podcast together.
Oh my God, yes. Yeah, I mean, it's one of the things I love about you is you have a very back of the classroom style of comedy. Like you are you're the out of your mouth talker. You're a shit talker. Not in a bad way, but you're
Okay.
You can be like a love tap from Adam is like a quick, to me, that's what intimacy is when you can like shit talk your friends.
Yeah.
And you like to mumble out of the side of your mouth in the back of the class.
Sure.
But what's great about that is along with that comes like you like deep dives into
Dumb stuff.
Yeah. Like getting dumb stuff and like elevating it by the way you talk about it. Have you always been like that?
Maybe.
Because you were a big TV and movie fan growing up.
Yeah.
Like you just were a kind of a nerd in that way when
Yeah.
we talked about comic books. I mean.
Yeah, I know. There's nothing nerdier than a fucking comic book.
But like.
Particularly Fat Freddy's cat. I think that, and I think doing it on a podcast is extra good because you can edit it and make it shorter.
Now that we're the same age? Are you like a year
Yeah.
younger than me?
I think we're the same age.
Or do you have like hobbies now that you're getting into? Like, you know how we are like that happens to us? Like where we're like, I want to
start
Sculpt,
gardening.
stuff. Like, do you do that?
No,
Do you
I've
have any of
never.
those?
I have like in the garage is like a bicycle and a what did I have? I had a telescope that I
Oh,
got, like a
Sure.
really nice telescope, and never
Not once.
once used it. A bicycle that I rode once. I've been looking for. I
it's
like
hard.
working and I like. Do you have a thing?
No, it's funny you say that about a telescope. That is such a like. You know what? I'm going to get a nice
I didn't get a
telescope.
fucking telescope.
I deserve it.
Yeah. I'm going to look at the stars.
I mean, who are we
Yeah.
on this tiny
There's a
marble?
moon. It's up there every night. I've never taken a good look at it. And then I just never looked at it.
Just cut to a dusty place to hang your clothes.
I don't care about the moon
No.
that much.
I guess what I'm asking underneath that question is like, you've been working really hard for a long time. What's your relationship to work and to hard work? And do you,
That's a good question. I feel like it's all mixed up and somewhat dysfunctional. You know what I was thinking about actually, and it's sort of on the same line of thinking is that you mentioned SNL earlier, and something that I realized recently was when I really kind of met you and got to know you, SNL was only like, what, 2 years ago, a year and a half before Parks?
yeah,
Like it was a fresh thing. And what an intense experience and what a giant change work-wise from that environment and that the pressure of that to the pressure of Parks, which was an enormous amount of pressure, but entirely different.
yeah.
It must have been something that took a while to kind of settle and grapple with.
Yeah. I mean, what I was lucky about almost was how much I had to do. I felt like if I had been playing, if Leslie Knope was a character that worked 3 days a week, I feel like I would have been struggling because, to your point, I just had to, I like made a lot of, I feel like, swings and misses in the beginning. Like the show did too, right? Like I think we were all trying to figure out what the show was. And I think it just took me a while to settle down.
Right.
You know, I used to make a joke when I would be in people's movies. I'd be like, you know, when you get into someone else's car and the music's too loud, that may be how I am. Like, feel free to turn me down. And I think it took a while. And honestly, Adam, so much of it was our work together where I felt like grounded on the ground as a performer enough to just settle, because so much of the beginning was sketch energy, which is different.
Right.
And-
which is all about right now, we gotta like make it great. I mean, I don't know. I'm just guessing that it's all about like an immediate thing that you have to put everything into.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. And I think one of the things that was so fun about what we got to do is the camera helped us, at least it helped me, have my feelings about, you know, I tell people like, of course we love Ben. We got to like Ben, we watch Ben watch Leslie and we love Leslie. So like when people love Leslie, we love them. And we got to watch Ben love her because the camera we got to do so much indirect stuff. Like we didn't have to face all the time. We had feelings. Our characters had feelings for each other because of the camera. And
that's right.
Even though, I mean, and it's such a beautiful genre, that mockumentary, because it allows you to just even create space and depth in the shot. People are just not in the same room.
That's right. And it was like, I remember we always used to say we loved it when there were spy shots through like blinds because it made our acting better. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Do you also remember this thing we used to do where sometimes we would be doing a scene and we'd be like, okay, I'm not someone who can predict the future 100%, but I will say, it was like a couple times a season, I can say with 100% certainty that neither of us will ever win an award for acting for this scene. Like, you would say it sometimes, and
like,
sometimes
you
I
know
was,
what? Let's just. I mean, and also, on the other side, I would sometimes say, you know, I said this on the podcast, like I would say, like, Adam, your acting is so good. You'd be like, shut up. We're in the middle of the scene. Like, because it was like, oh my God. I mean, oh yeah. I mean, that's what I love about working with you. And I just feel like before we end, like, I just want to feed our fans a little bit more, which is what do you think was the most romantic scene between Ben and Leslie?
Oh man. It's so sweet.
I know, but what's the most romantic?
The most romantic? I think, well, there are a couple of nominees.
Okay.
But I think maybe Smallest Park.
Ugh.
Because
I just heard a little groan. I hope it's a good groan. Yeah.
Someone just being like, ugh.
I love Smallest
Me
Park.
too.
Nicole Holofcener, the great Nicole Holofcener, directed
and Chelsea wrote that
Chelsea
one.
Peretti wrote that episode.
And I remember really like feeling connected shooting that and just being like, this is kind of feeling like how special it was.
Yes.
Making the show.
Yes.
And that was, but I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I have a lot. I mean, I feel like that was such a big one. I feel like I have such a affinity for the beginnings parts of Ben and Leslie, because I do think it also just reminded me of like we were, you know, the show was deciding that they were going to love each other too.
Yeah.
And I really love this tiny moment when they realize they like the same spot, when they like to sit under the sunflower mural. Well, I love that moment.
When I ask you if you know where that mural is and your response is real, it's a rewindable moment.
I love that moment between both of us because, and of course, Parks then pays it off years later.
Yeah.
By sitting underneath it.
Yep.
I also, you know, when we shot Ben and Leslie's wedding, it was so fun. It was like we were all just sitting there all day goofing around. Yeah. And it was so fun. And like,
I think we had real champagne too, maybe.
We probably did.
Yeah.
We probably did. And then that probably became a problem later in the day.
Yeah, probably. Champagne, not something to have when you have like a 10-hour workday ahead of you.
Speaking of champagne, maybe our fans would like to know that on our last day of shooting, or one of our last days, like speaking of like romantic goodbyes, we all climbed up on the top of the hair and makeup trailer and like did a big toast up there because we shot at a studio called CBS Radford. Yep. And it was very like we wrote our names on the wall. Yep. We were sharing a studio. We had who had been there before? Malcolm in the Middle. Yeah. And maybe
Seinfeld was on the lot, but not that particular stage. Naomi and I have our office at Radford.
You do?
Yeah. Oh and I walk over there all the time.
That had been my first time really shooting anything on a studio. I had never had like a studio experience before, and I was so lucky to do it there. But yeah, we like got up on the trailer. I mean, there was just so many proper goodbyes for that show. We really, and Mike and the writers really landed that plane.
Yeah. And that's rare.
I know.
Like that is so rare. Are you asked all the time if there'll be more Parks or a reboot or something? I always feel like it's done. Like it was perfectly done.
Yeah,
like how do you do that?
Perfectly. Maybe they should do like Muppet Babies. They should do like Parks and Rec Babies.
That's right.
Like everyone has
all
babies.
Of us is like that Instagram thing where everyone's
have you seen that? Yeah, the AI babies. They should do AI babies.
But like a whole series.
Yeah.
Of all of us just in a crib together.
Yeah. But they should do it like present day where like politics are really dark and mean. Yep. And so it should be like tiny babies fighting each other.
They hate each other. It's like apocalyptic political babies.
And they're all like, oh no, like
I hate you so much.
Yay. I mean,
yay, I hate you. Because we made the show in an era where public service was encouraged and valued.
Right.
And funded.
Yes.
It was, I'm sure it wasn't as funded as much as it should have been, but it was funded at least. It's an entirely different tone to American life.
I know. It's, and you know, the many fun town halls that we used to have to do.
Yeah.
Were so fun to sit together
I
and do
know.
those and just have people like just come up and score and
I
be
know.
so funny.
The funniest people coming and
agree.
doing stuff on the show.
We had the best rotating cast of
Yep.
geniuses come through there. In fact, a lot of people should know that at the end of the year, we made the show made like a yearbook.
Yeah.
And it was a list of every single
That's
person
right.
that's been in the show. And by the way, R.I.P.
I know.
Jonathan Joss, Ken Hotate,
What a sweetheart.
sweet man and
Funny.
very funny and so sad for him and his family and his husband.
Yeah.
You know, when you have that feeling sometimes like you wish you could go back to high school and enjoy
Mm-hmm.
it.
Right.
That's how it felt. Like we actually got to do it in real time.
Yeah. Because it was genuinely goofy and funny.
Yeah.
Like the best jokes.
What is one of your favorite what is one of the favorite funny scenes you got to do? So many.
So many. I mean, I always think of you guys on the ice at the ice skating rink with Gloria Estefan.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember at the table read we couldn't stop laughing because it was so funny.
Yeah. Mike Scully wrote that episode and
Oh, Mike Scully's the
we
best.
got to walk across that ice. And I remember just thinking, this is so fun. Oh my God.
It
What a
looked
fun
so fun.
job.
I wasn't even in that scene.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Sorry.
that-
We should probably just Photoshop you
We
in.
should put me in that scene. That's why I brought it up. I feel like it would. I deserve it.
You know, my kids watched the show during the pandemic,
They
like everyone
did.
else did, and I rewatched a lot of stuff, and it was so fun because I remembered the feeling of how everything was to shoot it,
Yeah.
but I didn't remember what was going to happen.
It is weird to watch yourself doing something and have no recollection of it happening in your life. It's so strange.
What are you? I asked this to everybody. Like, what are you laughing at right now? I mean, first of all, you know, you're very serious now.
That's right. I don't. Thank you for acknowledging that. I don't laugh anymore. Yeah.
I mean, all you're doing is running. And typing.
And I don't know if you noticed, but while I'm running, I'm not laughing.
Not at all. I didn't see you crack a smile once.
Nope. Because it's hard to laugh while you're running because it's not funny.
You're running for your life.
That's right.
Yeah.
I got to get there like as fast as possible.
And again, I'd love to ask you where are you going?
Where am I going?
Yeah.
I'm going down the hall. Gotta run down the hall. What am I laughing
are you
at?
watching anything? Are you like
Anything like super funny?
Yeah. What are you like? What are you, Naomi, liking right now? Or did you see something recently? Or
You know what I've been watching recently is I've been rewatching all Sex and the City.
The Ridge?
Yeah. It's
Incredible.
so fucking good.
So good.
It is so good.
Such a love letter to that time period, too.
Yes.
Were you ever on it? Because every
No.
actor I know
But
is
like
on it.
Justin Theroux, Bobby Cannavale, Will,
Yep.
everybody.
Yep. Slattery.
Slattery, Elizabeth Banks.
Yes. It's a real who's who.
Yeah. Everybody in New York. But it is so good. And something I like doing is watching it and just kind of thinking about all of this happening for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Like women sitting at a table together, talking about whatever, talking about themselves and talking about like how weird someone's cum smells. It's just like, holy shit, this is incredible. Like that has never been on TV before, let alone said out loud for people. And just how Samantha is just the most sex positive, like incredible, like not a moment of embarrassment.
Never.
Like so fucking cool.
So good.
And Sarah Jessica Parker is so great at
Agreed.
being the center of a show, servicing everybody else, but also keeping that motor going in the middle. It's so good.
There's a couple shows that make me, when I'm in Los Angeles, really miss New York. Old Sex and the City and Law and Order.
Oh yeah, sure.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Were you on a Law and Order?
I was on Law and Order once.
So jealous.
You weren't on Law and Order?
No, that was my dream.
Really?
Never. I mean, I wasn't auditioning in that way. I didn't think I was like
Yeah,
a
you
good
were, like,
enough
doing-
actor. But I wanted to be on Law and Order so bad.
Yeah, yeah.
What was your character? Why do I not know that you were on Law and Order? I should know this.
Timothy Dinkins. I don't know what the name was.
Wait, we can look it up.
I was working at the grocery store arranging fruits or vegetables when they came up and first started talking to me. And I remember my agent at the time calling me right after it aired and being like, you don't know how to handle those vegetables. Like, you weren't doing anything.
Who were the peeps? Was it the Orbach years?
It was, no,
Benji
it was Dennis Farina.
Dennis Farina.
Who was so cool.
Oh.
And Jesse L. Martin. Fantastic.
Did you meet Esapatha, who
Nope.
Apatha, if you're listening, I need to get you on the show.
She's great.
She's incredible.
Sam Waterston.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So you went to the court.
You got to
the law part.
Pablo Schreiber and I were in court together, and he ended up being guilty, and I was the red herring, I think.
What were you accused of doing?
Probably killing someone. I don't totally remember.
Well, we're going to watch
Are you finding my character's name? And if it's Timothy, whatever I said, that would be amazing.
Okay. Timothy Dinkins.
Yeah. Timothy Dinkins.
Was Adam Scott on Law and Order? Okay. The trail leads to a pair of perpetrators, another mercenary played by Pablo Schreiber and the brother of one of Schreiber's fellow mercenaries who was killed in a roadside ambush by presumably Al-Qaeda?
God, I don't know.
The brother, you forgot the Al-Qaeda part?
I did.
The brother is Adam Scott, and he is the only true innocent.
That's right.
In the whole
That's
show.
Right.
Wow.
Thank you.
I wanted to play the opposite. See, because
you wanted to be a murderer.
I wanted to be like the one that you would not suspect, and then it's like I burned the whole place
did
down.
it, yeah.
I wanted to be a pyro because I felt like of all
you
the
wanted
things,
to specifically be a pyromaniac.
I wish I wanted to be like a baby-faced pyro.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, someone who just is like, she seems like she's helping the police, and then she's like, they deserved it.
Yeah.
Whatever kind of weird psycho thing. Okay, so Sex in the City is what you're watching and laughing at.
Yeah, it's great. When I saw something recently that said that if you have the urge to watch something you've seen before and repeat viewings is a sign of a particular kind of intelligence.
Oh.
Yeah. No, this is real.
It's a sign of intelligence?
Intelligence. I saw this on Instagram.
Where did you see this on?
On Instagram.
Okay. Yeah.
It was a picture of someone watching TV and it just said that. There was nothing to back it up. And I was like, oh, great. We'll watch more Sex in the City.
You saw it on Dr. Instagram?
Frankie, my daughter and I just flew together from New York like night before last. And we got on the plane and I got in my seat and she was across the row from me. And I got in and started watching Sex in the City that I had downloaded and she was like, Dad, are you watching more Sex in the City? Yeah.
I love you, Adam.
I love you, Amy. Thank you for having me.
Are you kidding?
This is so fun.
We were really excited to do this one today.
Oh, that's very nice.
Love having you.
I love
Thanks
being
for
here.
coming.
Thank you.
Come back when we'll do a big park show.
Or we can do Philly Justice again.
Today's Polar Plunge is brought to you by Wayfair, here to help you make your home a happy place. Well, that was an amazing episode with Adam. We got so deep. I love talking to him, and he's just the best. And he mentioned 6 Feet Under, a show that he got close to booking. And that did remind me of the Parks finale. For people that watch the end of Parks and Recreation, Mike Schur and I were talking about the idea that in comedies, you don't always get to see the future. You don't always get to see what happens to these characters that you've grown to love. And so we were so blown away by the 6 Feet Under finale. And I think we were heavily influenced by the idea of that when we wrote the finale of Parks and Recreation. So watch 6 Feet Under. And honestly, it's so good. I mean, and better because Adam didn't get cast in it. You know what I mean? Michael Hall is incredible. So, Adam's loss is our win, and check that show out. And, as always, thank you for caring so deeply about Parks and Rec, because I do too. Wayfair makes it easier to turn your home into your happy place. Express your style and create a space you love with everything from cozy sofas to stylish decor and smart essentials with free shipping and easy setup. Head over to wayfair.com and find something that's just your style today. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair. Every style, every home. Thanks for a good hang, and we'll see you soon. Bye. You've been listening to Good Hang. The executive producers for this show are Bill Simmons, Jenna Weiss-Berman, and me, Amy Poehler. The show is produced by The Ringer and Paperkite. For The Ringer, production by Jack Wilson, Kat Spillane, Kaya McMullen, and Alea Zanaris. For Paperkite, production by Sam Green, Joel Lovell, and Jenna Weiss-Berman. Original music by Amy Miles.
로 가보자고 제안했다. 램푹 로앙도 내 지시를 아주 잘 따랐습니다. 자동차 턴, 레프트 턴, 라인은 점차 교외로 더 깊어집니다. 몇 킬로미터를 더 걸어가자 우리는 사람도 없이 텅 빈 폐공장 앞에 멈춰섰다. 램쿡 로앙도 약간 당황했습니다. 그는 이 장소를 보고 살짝 눈살을 찌푸렸다. 칙칙했던 눈빛이 더욱 깊어졌다. 그녀는 나를 여기로 이끌었습니다. 무엇? 안전벨트를 풀었는데 그에게 다가오는 사람이 가까이에 있었다. 내 입술은 내 귀에 가깝습니다. 그는 조용히 뜨거운 숨을 내쉬었다. 그는 여자를 그리는 것을 좋아한다고 한다. 우리 사이의 거리가 너무 가까웠기 때문에 곰이 하얀 피부 아래서 쿵쿵 두드리는 모습이 선명하게 보였습니다. 내가 숨을 쉴 때마다 그의 귀지에 닿습니다. 숨을 쉴 때마다 그의 호흡은 점점 불규칙해졌습니다. 당신은 나를 그리기를 원하지 않습니다. 왜 그는 잠시 후에 수건 단추를 참을 수 없었습니까? 내가 그리는 어떤 여자인지 아시나요? 아니, 난 웃고 싶지 않아요. 물론 도당 친구들 3명 중에 여자 누드화 그리는 걸 좋아하는 가장 변태적인 사람이라는 건 나도 안다. 그림 실력은 뛰어나지 않은데 모델 선정에는 굉장히 까다로운 편이다. 나는 눈을 깜박이고 램의 손을 잡고 로앙을 당겨내 옷깃에 올려놓았습니다. 물론 로앙은 더 이상 참을 수 없었습니다. 그는 내 옷을 벗기로 결정했습니다. 나는 그의 손을 잡고 부드럽게 고개를 저었다. 서두르지 마십시오. 여기서는 좋은 플레이를 할 수 없습니다. 램의 급여를 더욱 자극적으로 만들기 위해 나는 그의 눈을 가린 뒤 그의 손을 한 걸음 한 걸음 잡아 공장 안으로 이끌었다. 이 공장은 제가 신중하게 선택한 장소는 외진 곳, 황량한 곳, 조명이 아주 좋은 곳, 인간이 되고 싶지 않은 모델을 그리는데 매우 적합한 곳이었습니다. 아직 수집을 마친 그가 공장 중앙에 도착했을 때 램푹 로앙은 그를 재촉하지 않을 수 없었습니다. 그분.